Yo guys, it's your boy the Purist and we're here to talk boxing. Today I've got a Q&A for you guys, so let's just get straight into it. Now, most of the questions were related to Anthony Joshua and Andy Ruiz, so I'm just going to tackle them straight on first. Do you think Joshua will fight like he did versus Parker in the rematch to try to get the decision? I hope so. Against Parker, he kept out of range, kept at the distance. But the thing with that fight, the referee did not allow them to engage on the inside. So they really had no choice but to do that. And if you watch Parker versus Ruiz, Parker did that to Ruiz. He kept him at range, kept him at distance. And those are the moments that Parker did well in the fight. Even in this fight, Joshua, when he kept out of range at a distance, didn't let Ruiz get to his body. That's when he was doing well in the fight. Who is the best heavyweight in your opinion? It's got to be none other than Tyson Fury. Even when he was 400 pounds, I always said he was the best. I'm a bigger fan of Joshua than I am of Fury, but I always knew Fury would beat him. So yeah, it's got to be Tyson Fury. Should AJ sack McCracken? To be honest with you, I don't think he will, and I think he should stick with him for a few more fights. As long as they get a good game plan for this one, just keep it, box at range, don't get careless, work on your stamina, and it should be okay. But the thing with McCracken, I haven't seen him add any wrinkles to Anthony Joshua's game since, I guess, after the Klitschko fight. There hasn't been much he's added, much he's changed. The style's the same, the way he fights is the same, and Joshua spars with the likes of Martin Bakoli and Lawrence Okoli to fight smaller guys. Like, your sparring partners need to match your opponent. That's just basic common sense. The only other boxer who does that is Chris Eubank Jr. Like, come on. And when he beat the girl, he used proper sparring partners. So what I'm trying to say is things like that are just rudimentary and basic, and for a trainer not to get that right, it's a bit, yeah. What we don't want to do is every time a fighter loses, we want to blame the trainers, say he has to change and stuff like that. I don't want to go down that route, but you have to ask yourself, what has Robert McCracken improved in Anthony Joshua? Not much you can really answer that one. Should heavyweights be more active like Ruiz was for the AJ fight and Fury was for the Wilder fight? Forget heavyweights, all boxers need to be more active. You can't fight twice a year, you're not Floyd Mayweather, it's as simple as that. Even Joshua taking 8 months and not fighting Ruiz while Ruiz just fought 6 weeks ago, that does have an effect. Of course it does. You see a lot of fighters coming back after a year and they look rusty. Like someone like Gary Russell Jr., he can fight once every 2 years. He is in the gym every single week. He doesn't have in camp, out of camp. He's always inside of camp. That's what helps him. Gennady Golovkin, he used to fight 4 times a year, and then recently he's been fighting once a year, once every 6 months, etc. He's about to fight for the first time in 8 months. In between camps, you now see him fat. Before, he was always in shape, always good, always ready. Even when he wasn't in camp, he would be at like 170 pounds. But now he's cutting a lot of weight. You can see it slowing him down. It's not even necessarily fighting constantly, but just staying in the gym. Even Amir Khan's trainer, Virgil said Amir Khan, he comes into camp he comes into camp out of shape and expects to get 10 weeks and then be ready for a fight. Once you fight and you don't have a fight scheduled, you should still be working on your skills as a boxer to improve, stay sharp, and use your training camp to not just make weight, but to focus on skill-based things, focus on your game plan, your technique, not to get in shape and get back into your timing and your rhythm. You need to improve your timing and your rhythm every single camp, outside of camp, and continue to go forward. That's the best way for a fighter. Especially heavyweights, you don't have to cut weight. You can literally go on the weight at any weight you want. You don't have to focus on a weight. You can just focus on your skill work. And that's really important, just to keep the activity, keep your body ticking. Obviously you don't want to overtrain, but you need to make sure that you do train. Some people are just not training at all, and that's very bad. Look at Gervonta Davis. He should be making 130 pounds very easily. But when you balloon up to 160 pounds, 165, 70 pounds, and you're fighting at 130, it's going to be hard to make weight. Look at Roberto Duran. He wasted the latter part of his career but just by being overweight. So for whatever weight class, whatever boxer you are, it's not necessarily activity, but it's more so training. Make sure you're always training, make sure you're always in the gym, and make sure you're always improving. Opinion on Canelo offering Spence a fight. We've seen it too often. I was a victim of it. I believe the Guillermo Rigondeaux could go up 2 weight classes and take on Vasily Lomachenko. I was a fool, I was an idiot, and we saw how that fight went out. Mikey Garcia, he just showed us how that fight went out. We have too many times where people have just jumped up 2 weight classes and it doesn't work. Especially when the guy you're moving up to is very skilled also. Like, no one calls Errol Spence a pound for pound. Okay, some people do now, but he is not arguably pound for pound #1. Canelo is. So you're gonna go up to fight the pound for pound #1 guy. It don't make any sense. Canelo wins that fight easily, of course. Canelo is even talking about moving up to fight at light heavyweight against Kovalev, which I think is a more competitive fight than Spence vs Canelo, just personally. So I think that would be the easy way out. I don't think that's gonna happen, to be honest. I hope it doesn't happen. I'd rather see Canelo vs Andrade or Canelo vs Callum Smith. What weight do you think AJ will come in the rematch? I think he'll come around the same weight again, but my problem with his weight is he has so much extra muscle mass that is not needed. Against Joseph Farker, he knew, I'm fighting a speedy guy, let me get my weight down. He got himself to 242 pounds. Even that is still high. I wanted him to even lose more weight when he fought Povetkin, but he put on a bit and he continued. I think he was going to stay at the 245 range, which I don't think is good for him. I think 238, 235, somewhere around that region, that's his optimum weight. Now you don't want to cut those 10 pounds over this next 6 months. Maybe not, maybe so, but 242, 241 will be good weight for the next fight. But going forth in his career, he needs to really be at 235 pounds. That's the optimum weight for him. His size, his stature. You don't want excess muscle, it doesn't help you. Having big puffy muscles just means you're working out with time under tension. It's the amount of time under tension that your muscles are in. It's not about strength, it's not about conditioning, it's just literally putting your muscles time under tension. You don't want that in boxing. You just want lean, physical, what the fuck am I saying? You want to be lean and in condition, so your extra muscles aren't absorbing all the oxygen. You want to be fighting fit, which is not the same as being muscular. Who you got conquering the heavyweight division? Personally, who I believe is going to be the #1 guy is no one. I do believe Tyson Fury is #1, but as you saw against Wilder, he is vulnerable. Of course, everyone's vulnerable to Wilder because he has such power, and at heavyweight, everyone can hit hard. Ali, he was the man of the 70s, but he conquered it and lost, and then won and then lost, and that's how I believe it's going to be. There will be that one guy, Fury, who will be the guy that everyone knows, oh, he's the best, but he will lose along the way. There will be other undisputed champions. Like Lennox Lewis, he was a champion, that's a better example. He was a 3-time heavyweight champion. Ali as well, 3-time heavyweight champion. You will see that again. Joshua, he will become a 2-time champion, I do believe. Fury, he will become the man, lose it, come back. That's what I believe will happen there. World Boxing Super Series final prediction. I've got the favourites. It's pretty much as simple as that. Regis Prograis, I believe he's got too much for Josh Taylor, although that is a very, very good fight. The winner of that fight will probably move up to welterweight eventually, but it would be good to see them clean out that division. I think Maurice Hooker's there. What's the WBC guy? The Mexican, I think it's Ramirez. He didn't want to join the tournament. No top rank fighter has joined the tournament, so it was obvious, but I'd have liked to see him in it. I don't believe he's very good. I believe would have got wiped out by these guys, but it is what it is. It was. Naoya Inoue versus Donita Donaire. You guys know I'm a big Inoue fan. I don't think Donaire really has a chance, so I'm just gonna go with Inoue. The cruiserweight, I'll be honest with you, I have not even been checking for them. I don't even remember watching any of the fights this year, so I couldn't even tell you that myself. Do you think GGG vs Canelo 3 will happen? I do believe so. It's probably next. That's what it's looking like. I don't really want to see the fight because I have seen it twice. I don't think anything new is going to happen. So I'm going to go points. Canelo's going to get the decision. We move on to the next. What's the point? Do you think the Joshua fight was fixed? No. How good do you think Devin Haney can be? Devin Haney is just a class act overall. The one problem for him is the same problem I said about Gervonta Davis. They just happen to come around at the same time as Vasily Lomachenko. If he would have just come of age 2 years, maybe 3 years earlier, it would have been easy for them to wipe out lightweight. I mean, Linares was the best lightweight out here. But as of right now, I think that's a hurdle too far. But other than that, I think he beats anyone else at lightweight. Just literally anyone else at lightweight will beat them. He has that much talent, that much skill set. He has the talent to move up in weight classes, but there's just so many good fighters in and around that weight class right now. Hopefully we get to see them fight, but I mean, at lightweight you have Lomachenko. Then other than that, you have your Luke Campbells and that, who I believe Devin Haney will beat. At 140, you have your Josh Taylors, your Regis Prograis. Those are tough fights. Prograis will beat Devin Haney, I think, because of the size. Taylor will be a good fight. But then other than those elite guys, he beats them all. And you gotta remember, he's still 21, so you just want to see him progress a little more. Let him fight his former champions, faded champions, and then current champions, or like people in their prime who used to be champions. Let him fight the likes of Linares or something like that. Get his confidence up, get his skills up, his experience, and then take on the likes of Lomachenko down the line, because that's a loss waiting to happen. Although, of all the lightweights currently, I do believe Devin Haney will give Lomachenko the most problem. So what do I think of Devin Haney? I think he's a special talent, and hopefully you get to see him in big fights very soon. Thank you for making it to the end of the video. If you're watching this section of the video was taken from a Q&A which we uploaded to Patreon. If you want to see the whole of it and everything we've got on there, just hit the link in the description. The link should be here as well, and you will get access to that, the podcast, and everything else we do on there. And thank you again for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. See you next time.